And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, anyone else who may be watching to what could be the final ever edition of MFHL Game Day here on gshow.ca on gshow Productions. I'm your host for this pregame show, Graham, the gshow Forsyth, also your play-by-play commentator for Game 3 between the Winnipeg Ice, the home team, and the Westman Wildcats, the visitors. These two teams facing off against each other in the finals for a third straight year. Of course, as documented before, the Westman Wildcats swept the Winnipeg Ice back in 2021-2022. Winnipeg returned the favor last season, sweeping Westman in the finals, and right now, well, Winnipeg is on their way to doing it again. Winning yesterday in Hartney as you take a look at the bracket here. By the way, our pregame show and our game brought to you by goaltenders, Mid-Canton Fasteners and Tools, and Terrico. But yeah, a 5-3 victory for the Ice yesterday. Down for the first time in the playoffs, actually, going down 1-0, but they'd battled back. Westman would actually grab the 3-2 lead before Winnipeg would score 3 unanswered, starting off with Chloe Nicholas scoring in the third, then Stephanie Jacob to Callie Lavalley scoring the next goal, an empty netter to secure the Ice's victory. As for us here at gshow.ca on gshow Productions, we are here to broadcast game number 1 of this matchup last week, and it was one heck of a matchup as we got the highlights for you. Now, it was scoreless after the first period, but the Ice here setting up in the zone. Brienne Compte ends up working this into the bumper area for Stephanie Jacob. Kind of loses the puck for a sec. She cycles back. Jacob gets it back and snipes past Averill to open up the scoring in the series. Later on, it would be more magic from Stephanie Jacob, carrying this puck, or receiving a pass from Isabella Mann, dangling in a nice move to protect. Jacob puts a shot on net, not the hardest, but one that gave up a rebound onto the stick to Meg Farmer to give the Ice the 2-0 lead. But before the period ended, the Wildcats would not back down. They get on the power play and work this puck up. It's Kelsey Hybers who skates in, spin around to protect, loses the puck for just a moment, and this will be picked up by one of her teammates, I believe Carlin Goods, who gets that out in front to Erica Stutzky, who ends up cutting the lead in half. And then into the third period, Sunoka ends up sniping past to tie this game up at 2 apiece to force overtime. The first overtime would solve nothing, as you see the Westman crowd celebrating there, but it would be Captain Jacob stepping up to the plate, clutch in clutch time and double OT. But before that, there would be a penalty drawn. Hallie Franklin taking down Kate Cairns. So putting the Ice back onto the power play here, and now it's Captain Jacob who would end up creating some magic. Lazarenko back on it now, has the puck out of the net, just gets it on the net, rebound created, but no Ice player there in a good position to pick it up. Pounding on the puck on the forecheck, though. The Ice won't quit. Stephanie Jacob dangling in. Jacob tried unloading, but couldn't. Front of the net, now Jacob scores! The team captain of your Winnipeg Ice fans, plays clutch tonight. And as her teammates piled on to her, the Wildcats skate off to the ice in heartbreak. Winnipeg taking game 1, of course, last week to give themselves the early series advantage, where they extended it to 2 yesterday. That might have been Lavalley, actually, who ended up drawing the penalty. I believe it was Kate Cairns, though. But, yeah, as for the points, Stephanie Jacob, like expected, honestly, taking over here as the points leader now. She also leads every player in goals in the playoffs now at 9. The closest to her, Callie Hillhorst and Marley Rutherford. Brienne Compte, what a playoff it's been for her. 4 goals. Not only that, of course, top 2 in points and near the top in assists too. 1 behind teammate in Annika Russell, who, of course, leading all skaters with 9. And as for the goaltenders, Laura Melissa continues to be excellent in these playoffs. In 7 games, 2 of these wins coming in OT. She has 3 shutouts, a .935 save percentage, looking to solidify herself as a champion this time around, getting the whole crease, except for one game where Bailey Grunwald played in Game 2 in that win the Ice had. That was 1-0 against the Capitals back in the first round. As for Danica Averill, she's played pretty solid all playoffs long. Of course, rookie goaltender. Great experience for her to be able to play in these big moments, but she responded well after getting pulled for the only time in these playoffs in round number 2. In the semis against Eastman, sat for a game as Kylie Hack played in game number 3 in that series, and then Averill regrouped with herself and ended up posting a shutout. She's been pretty solid in this series. The goals that have beat her have been some tough ones, for sure. Maybe some that she'd like to have back. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you take a look at it, for the Westman Wildcats, one of their biggest strengths this season, not only their good defensive play, but it's been the depth up front. They need to see that depth get going tonight. They need to see more from their forwards in this big moment. A do-or-die game. Yes, it's great that you can get scoring from the back end, as we've seen here. Callie Hillhorst, the most notable player, but someone else needs to step up. Marley Rutherford's been playing great all playoffs long. She has 5 goals, but can someone else for this Westman team step up tonight? It's going to be interesting to see. As for the Winnipeg guys, hey, I mean, you're on a 17-game winning streak in these playoffs, and you've been a model of consistency for these past 2 seasons in the MFHL. So for them, they've been in this spot before. It never gets easier in these spots to close out series, but they have that experience of doing it. If they come ready to play tonight, focused, locked in, we could very well be seeing back-to-back championships raised for the ice here, their banner on home ice this time around, as they were the lower seed last year. Westman was the first place team. They switched positions this time around. It's the top 2 teams potentially going at it for one more time. If Westman is able to extend this series, then we end up going to Game 4 on Wednesday night in Hartney, Manitoba. We're just about set here for these 2 teams to make their way onto the ice. Would not be surprised if we see the top lines from both of these teams starting out. For the Winnipeg Ice, that's been the line of Stephanie Jacob, Annika Russell, and from what I saw last time, Isabella Mann centering that line. For the Westman Wildcats, it's been Kelsey Hybers, Reese Schutte, and I believe Carlin Goods, who have been on that top line. This should be fantastic tonight. Averill and Meliso will both be in net. I'm pretty sure we'll confirm that in just a moment. The referees make their way onto the ice. Our apologies about our sightlines. They might be a bit blocked tonight. We don't have the tallest tripod in the world, and yeah, it is absolutely packed in here. It's getting busier by the moment. We'll be back here in just a moment as I go silent for just a sec, as this crowd is about to erupt, I'm sure, as both these teams will make their way onto the ice. For Game 3 of the Westman Wildcats, the visiting team, looking to keep their season alive, looking to prevent back-to-back championships for the Winnipeg Ice. Thank you for watching the pregame show, everybody. Brought to you by Mid-Canton Fasteners and Tools, Terrico, and Goaltenders, of course. They'll be the period sponsors, getting period each in this matchup. Should be a fantastic one here from the Hockey for All Center. The Scotiabank Hockey for All Center, that is, in the Flynn Arena. Enjoy the game, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the pregame show. Sorry about that, folks. For the silence, we are underway here officially. From the Hockey for All center, save made by Laura Melissa to start things off as she gets a cover-up. So the Ice lead this series 2-0, looking to become champions again tonight for a second year in a row to go back-to-back. Westman looking to prevent this in the third straight meeting in the finals between the two teams. Schutte gets that up to the point to Hillhorst, or Stutzky that is, who plays that down low. Into the slot now. Shot on! That save made by Melissa. Huge one to start off. Apologies once again about the sight lines here. Ladies and gentlemen, a bit blocked compared to what we're used to in this packed house. A save made by Averill. The Ice go off for a change. Both teams do, actually. So we'll see the draw to the right of Averill. Sent out by Westman all the way down for an icing. We got a face-off back inside of the Westman Wildcats zone. Apologies, folks. We're going to mute it for just a sec here so we can figure out our seating arrangement. Getting pretty packed in here. Apologies a bit grainy as well for just a moment. But the puck inside of the ice zone, beside their net, or behind their net, as I should say. And back into the corner. Played up to the point. Hillhorst now unloads. Her shot through. Save made by Melissa. Rebound there. Trying to poke away at it was Westman. But it goes into the corner for now. 3-1 they lead in shots here early on. Expect for Westman to bring their best effort of the series in this matchup. Not to say that they haven't played and given it 100% in their first two matchups. But with this, they'll need to find another level in their game against an Ice team who's been really good at closing out so far in these playoffs. Undefeated in elimination games or series clinching games. 5-0 in the past 2 years. Puck rimmed around to the point. Sent out and onto the stick of Stephanie Jacob. Now the captain. Will she get the scoring going? Not just wide of the net. Might have hit something on the way by it. Rims around. Charlie Shearer plays this across ice. No icing on the play. Shearer goes off for a change. Picked up by the Ice in their own end. As this is played up by Farmer. Pass can be cradled on by Russell onto Westman's stick. Hallie Franklin plays it up to Kelsey Hybers. Number 10 can move with the puck. So much variety in her game. Look at that. Dangles through. Just misses the net on that. Number 10 dangerous early here for the Wildcats. That's sent out in front. Loose puck there. And it will be taken up by Winnipeg now. On to Jacob. Her stick. She spins around. Tries to protect wide of the net. Low shot. Similar move to what we saw in the highlights there. This will be picked up by Annika Russell. Plays it up to the point. Compte. Her shot through. Rebound there. Picked up by Men. She cycles up to the point. Not held in though. So we got a stoppage in play 16:01 remaining. Still scoreless here in this matchup. So we bring on our first period sponsor in Canton Fasteners and Tools. Thank you to them for supporting Manitoba Female Hockey League hockey here on the network all season long. Your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Nicholas through the skates of a Westman Wildcat now. She, of course, scored the all-important game-tying goal in Game 2 yesterday to make it 3-3. Has played up to Carlin Goods. Challenging a nice defenseman. Plays that to the slot now. Can't connect the pass, though. Good defense by the ice. The ever-so-reliable Caitlin Moffat down low for Winnipeg. Plays a pass across the goal line. Bit of physicality there. Picked up by Westman now in the ice zone. Pressuring Moffat now with the puck. Gets that out, and it'll be cleared out for Winnipeg as Addison Vines, Monker plays that puck across. Westman having a bit of trouble with it. Clearing that out. Now it'll be turned over and onto Monker's stick. Plays it to Cadence Mann. Tries playing it up the right side to Madison Blaine. Blaine gets a pass over to, I believe, Hybers. Hybers to the slot. Trying to spin around there was Carlin Goods. Couldn't get it on net, though. Monker gets stood up at the ice blue line. All Westman can do is regroup, but now they're attacking the other way. Haley Blaine now, her shot. Be paddled into the corner by Melissa. Westman getting fresh legs onto the ice. Macchiera goes across ice, or I believe that's Lavalley. Plays that below the goal line. That'll be Brienne Compte. Her shot deflects on the way through. Gets on net for Dana Gavril as we got a stoppage here. 14-16. Remaining in this opening frame. Draw will be won by the ice. Jacob gets it up to the point. Farmer, her shot through off the backboards, and Avro could not quite handle that to cover it up. He played up by Vines. Out there with D. Partner and Hallie Franklin. Picked up by Stephanie Jacob now. Wheels before passing over to Annika Russell. Down low it gets sent onto the stick of Jacob now. She makes her way back up top into the zone. Down low, her pass sent to Isabella Mann, to the net, rebound there, and cleared away by Westman quickly. Charlie Shearer off the board. She goes for escape, but she'll be cut off by Brienne Compte. Turned over and played up by the ice, skating with it. Meg Farmer gets rubbed out along the boards. Couldn't really see it there, I know. Sight lines aren't the greatest, like we said. Look if we can get a solution for the next period. But is currently in the corner. Picked up by Chavlik now. Her shot can't get through. It's blocked up. Into the opposite corner for Chloe Nicholas. Keeps that down low. Tries sending a short pass over to Chavlik. This gets past Nicholas now and out of the Westman Wildcat zone onto the stick of Moffat. She's being pressured. Sunoka tried to pickpocket her but could not. The ice still being pressured. Ivy Perkin try getting that into the slot for Reese Schutte but could not. As the ice now coming down. Other way. It's onto the stick of Cadence Mann, though. Tried going DDD with Monker in the Westman zone. Picked up again by the ice. Carvalho got a quick pass over to Lazarenko, but it was disrupted. Back to Carvalho now. Her shot couldn't get through. A high one. Blocked up by either Reese Schutte or Ivy Perkin. Picked up by Kelsey Hybers now. Dangling through Hybers. Still dangling. Her shot a bit too tough for Laura Melissa to handle, but still made the save. As this gets played through Macchiera giving chase. Couldn't get there quick enough. As this gets sent into the Westman zone. D Franklin goes with Vines. Back to Franklin. Goes up to a Westman Wildcats teammate. Rutherford struggled with it and had this turned over. Deep into the corner. It's sent by the ice. Rutherford battling along the boards. Couldn't get past the last line of defense for the Winnipeg Ice there at the Westman blue line. Hallie Franklin now battling. Lavalley will pick it off from her. Lavalley in the slot for Macchiera, but into her feet. Not a clean pass on. Lavalley gets it up top to Delacqui. Turns it over, though. It's sent on to Goods. Try playing it to the boards closest to the bench, but could not get it there. Finally gets down into the Winnipeg ice zone. Turned over now as it's kept down low for Westman. Into the front of the net now. That puck's still loose. Westman unable to bang away at it successfully, though. It gets passed onto the stick of Jacob. Challenging Hillhorse. Trying to dangle pass, but nice stick there by 16. Not fooled by what number 9 could have done there in Jacob. Annika Russell battling in the corner. Hillhorse strong on it. Meg Farmer now jumping up into the play to pinch. Helping out. Shot just hits the skate or the pad of Averill before going into the corner. Reshoot, sends this all the way into the ice zone, giving chase on Meg Farmer, who's first one to pick it up. Behind her own net, Farmer tried to spin around to evade the check-in. Now the Winnipeg Ice in possession of it. Sent into the neutral zone. Monker played up and all the way down into the ice zone. No icing will be on the play. Just over halfway remaining here in this period. Shots 5-4 for Westman. Here's a chance. Carvalho, her shot high and wide of the net. Had Chabalik with her, but elected to shoot. Out of the Sanaka. Ends up not being able to turn this up the other way. That gets sent in on net. Paddled into the corner by Melissa. All the way down. Will we see an icing on the play coming up here? And we will. Face-off will be back in the ice zone here coming up. Score, of course, scoreless at 0-0. Yeah, I believe Crossley or Rutherford on the draw. No matter who it was, lost that to the Winnipeg Ice, and this will get played out of the zone. Picked up by Mackier. Tried dangling through, but could not. Be picked up by Vines. Sent a pass out, and Westman at the chance now. Madison Blaine, her shot gets blocked on the way through, or attempted on the way through by Caitlin Moffat. Now it's Winnipeg skating up with it. Lavalley tried playing it off the boards, but could not. Be onto Hillhorse's stick, and she goes D-to-D with Stutzky. Stutzky played it out, sent right back into the Westman Wildcats zone. And now picked up by Hillhorse. Goes D-to-D with Stutzky, who plays a pass up to Haley Blaine. Playing off of the boards and deep into the ice zone. She goes off for a change now, so her teammates stay out there. Her line mates, that is. Puck sent all the way down. Delacqui has this intercepted by Goods. Played down low into the possession of Goods. She shields the puck. Able to evade the check-in from a Winnipeg Ice player. Keeps this down low and into the possession. Can't quite make out who that is. But in for support is Paige Crossley. Goods gets it back. Goods now making her move to the net. Her shot wide on the way through. Tough as that was contested. As held at the line. Goods from the point. Her shot wide of the net. But turned over by the ice again. Finally sent out. That goes past a Westman Wildcat. Turned over now by a Westman. Russell, her shot on net. Turned aside there by Averill. Stephanie Jacob lost a handle on that puck. It'll be taken away now by Westman in their own end as they look to get something going. Vines goes cross ice on the pass for Hybers. Surveys, looks up, and starts to skate with it. Seeing room in the neutral zone. Hybers cuts to the middle. Hybers, her shot dips a bit before going wide. Might have been deflected on the way through. Sent to the corner. It's taken down. Hybers now. Her shot again turned aside into the air. Rebound. That shot couldn't get through and turned up by the ice again. They try breaking out, but could not. Off of the boards and sent all the way down into the Westman zone. No icing on the play. Carvalho, first one to get down there for the ice. Ivy Perkins, stretch pass up, or a center pass for Weber. 2-on-1 development. Weber elects to shoot. Puck gets through. Oh, Weber had to take a look there. Had Sanaka with her. But too focused on just trying to get a shot on net. And of course, this first period brought to you by Make-Cannon Fasteners and Tools. Your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Westman Wildcats fans. Store location an hour outside of Hartney in Brandon, Manitoba, as well as in Winnipeg. They're your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Be sure to check out their website, McCannonFasteners.shop, for more details. Macchiera in the corner, battling. Also there, Talia Jones in support. Macchiera able to get away, spinning around, trying to evade the check-in of Cadence Mann now. Talia Jones couldn't get a shot quite to the net there. Rebound couldn't be picked up as it's into the corner closest to our broadcast angle in the Wildcats zone. Ice continue to battle. Puck sent on net now and covered up by Danica Averill. We'll get another face-off with 6:03 remaining in the first. Draw will be inside of the Westman Wildcats zone. Top line out there for both of these teams. This is actually Ivy Perkin on that line, not Carlin Goods. Those of you wondering in terms of what I said in pregame. But what a star-studded line for this Wildcats team. I mean, you'll get a player like Reese Schutte, who I believe heading into game number 2 was only at 3 points, but her speed has been a factor. She forechecks well and complements the skill sets of a very skilled player in Hybers and a natural goal scorer in Ivy Perkin very well. Cover up again by Danica Averill. 5:33 remaining now. So Isabella Mann wins the draw. Played up to the point. Leading defensive scorer, Compty over to Farmer. Down low. That shot wide of the net there from Russell. Trickles all the way out. Compty isn't even close to holding it in. Goes D to D with Farmer in her own end as the Ice regroup back onto Compty's stick. Plays it up into the neutral zone. Ice send this into the Wildcat zone now. Pressure and Mann takes a heavy spill into the boards there. Nice job by Jacob to take it away. She shoots now and covering up the angle well. Number 35 and Danica Averill. Carvalho with a nice forecheck out there. She's now out with Chablik, who's taking the draw, as well as Chloe Nicholas. Face off won by Westman. They go D to D before playing this up onto Haley Blaine's stick. She goes cross ice for Madison Blaine. Blaine, her shot on net, turned aside by Melissa. An easier one for her here. So we get a face-off inside of the ice zone. Draw ends up being won by Winnipeg. Skating down with it, trying to beat them there. Oh, she can't, and Chloe Nicholas. Callie Hillhorse was first on it, so yeah, there's no touch icing at the end of the day, so I don't think it would have really have mattered, but at the same time, it's hybrid in a way because I've seen refs not call it right away or call it off when it looked like it would be an icing at first no matter what. So count on ice if it is hybrid icing. No touch icing, very dangerous. You know what was even more dangerous though actually was touch icing. Sorry, got him confused. So luckily if there is a variation from no touch icing, it is in terms of the hybrid. Bench screaming about something. I think that might have been Westman's shot. Can't quite get through. Covered up well by the ice in front of their own net. Into the neutral zone now. Kicked out. Chablik. Her shot will be blocked. Lavely still down low. Battling. Takes this puck away. It's Lavely circling up now. Lavely tried dangling through, but couldn't get past Carlin Goods. Puck sent down low. Monker, first one on it for Westman. Macchiera, first forechecker on for Winnipeg. Macchiera comes out successful here. Gets this up to the point. D to D, the ice go. Texiera, her shot gets blocked. Carlin Goods with a nice block. That shot from Texiera, she got it back again wide of the net. Under 4 minutes to play now in the period. The ice looking to open the scoring here. Of course, down for the first time all playoffs yesterday. Down twice. First 1-0, then 3-2. For the Ice found their scoring prowess. That final period of play, scoring 3. It'll be picked up by Carlin Goods now. But Goods can't get much further. Lavalley hard on her. Lavalley continuing on her, but finally Westman's able to break into the zone. Trying to make a move to the net, but can't. Texiera heavy on the body. Down below. Can't quite make out who that Wildcat is. Sunoka. Now it's picked up by Goods. Goods trying to dangle in. She does. Gets behind the net. Continuing on with it. Surveying her options. She goes up top. Kicks it out to the left point. That shot wide of the net might have been deflected on the way through. Picked up by Stephanie Jacob now. Jacob, nice awareness. Able to keep this onside. Jacob dangling through. Staying on the outside. Circling around. She tries to drop that back, but it'll be picked off by Westman. And they'll break out the other way. So Westman just decides to send this down past the red line. Go off for a change. You could just feel the tension from even the crowd when Jacob ends up picking up the puck and skates with it. Has 5 points so far in the 2 games in this championship series. Callie Hillhurst, the leading point getter for Westman, goes D-to-D with Stutzky below the goal line. Played into the neutral zone now, but turned over, sent right back in. To the final minutes of this opening frame. Hillhurst spun around, got it to Hybers. Nice pass to Schutte across to Birkin. Across to Hybers now upon entry. Hybers to the net. Schutte in front, backhand. Can't quite get there cleanly. Picked up by the Winnipeg Ice now. And Ali Carvalho looking to come in with speed. Getting past Cadence Mann. Potentially looking for a wraparound, but elects to go to the point. Lazarenko shot wide of the net. Weber now almost a costly turnover. Is for the time being, though, as the Ice work with it. That shot through, turned aside by Avro, scores! Well, it's the little things that may cost you. And the puck management there, a huge thing for Westman. At first I thought that turnover wasn't going to cause them much danger, but the Ice was such a good forecheck. You can't give them anything. They work this back to the point. Averill turns away the shot at first, but too long of a rebound given up. And Chablik puts us on the ice, fools Averill through the 5-hole. And for Chablik, her first goal, I believe, of this final so far. We'll confirm that coming up at intermission or before the start of the next period. All goals in this period brought to you by Maccannon Fasteners and Tools. A delayed penalty coming up on the play. I believe both refs having their arms up. It's a tripping coming up. This will be to the Winnipeg Ice, so Westman with the chance here potentially to get on the board, but this Ice penalty kill very good during these playoffs. Not a single goal allowed in the semifinals against Yellowhead. Pretty good on the kill again yesterday and in game 2. Or in game 1 and in game 2 yesterday. But Westman with 40 seconds of power play time in this period sent up to Stephanie Jacob. She's breaking in, trying to get to the net. Jacob with strength gets taken out by Hillhurst, defending well. I believe we're just getting a whistle here. So hard play to the net. Jacob, of course, not afraid to get physical, whether that's laying out a few hits or, of course, taking it hard to the net like we just saw. Callie Hillhurst now sets this up, goes to Stutzky, skating it up. Stutzky now trying to break through. She got Stutzky now. Her shot, just turned aside there, I believe, by Melissa. Might have been wide of the net. This gets sent all the way down, and with that, we will see the Winnipeg Ice heading into the next 20 minutes into period 2. With a 1-goal lead, Chavlik, number 15, opening up the scoring, finding that loose puck off a rebound, given up by Averill. And yeah, it's not like Westman played bad by any means. It's just those little moments, right? A bit careless on the puck management. Maybe not careless, but got to be a lot more in sync in their own end. You give this ice team an inch, they'll take it all game long. Of course, Westman looking to survive for one more game here in these playoffs. Winnipeg looking to punch their ticket into the West during regionals, which is the winner from this league, the champion who takes on the Saskatchewan Female AAA U18 Hockey League winner. To go to the ESO Cup in British Columbia. We got 40 more miles of regulation to go, though, folks. The next 20 coming up next here on gshow.ca on gshow Productions. Thanks for tuning in so far. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast. The ice lead after this first period brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Be sure to visit their store locations in Winnipeg, an hour outside of Hartney and Brandon. And also check out their website at mccannfasteners.shop. We'll be back for a bit more first period analysis and the call for the second period here coming up next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Hockey for All Center. Getting ready for the start of this period. The Winnipeg Ice on the penalty kill here to start things off. How this first period went for scoring, however, it was only one goal, and it was scored by the Winnipeg Ice. Hallie Chablik picking up a loose puck in the slot off of a rebound, a long one given up by number 35 and Danica Averill. We're back to play here in the second period. This power play and penalty kill sequence brought to you by Terrico, our second period sponsor. Visit terico.ca for more information on them. Serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. As Hybers with a good chance early on. This will be picked up by Stephanie Jacob as she comes down, walking in. That turned aside into the glass by Danica Averill. Behind the net. Sticky puck here, as always, to start off this period. It seems the second especially at the Hockey for All Center. It's played up to Hybers now as she delays. Hybers now drops it back to Hallie Franklin. Franklin surveying her options, goes back to Hybers. Side of the net, her shot turned aside by the glove of Laura Melissa. So we'll get a face-off here coming up. Again inside of the ice zone, 27 seconds remaining in the girl advantage for Westman. Tied up on the draw there, Crossley with Chablik. But Crossley, or Rutherford rather, gets it up top to the point. Hillhorst across ice to number 3 and Stutzky. Walk in middle, that shot there, off of the helmet, now off of the clear, ends up behind the net as Ivy Perkin battling, or no, sorry, that's Rutherford rather, out there with Crossley. Crossley now on it. We're back to even strength. Crossley continuing a battle, tied up, pinned to the boards by Moffat. Chablik now in there for support down low. Ice able to get this into their possession, and it's Lazarenko who tried dangling through, couldn't. This will be stripped by Westman. Maybe should have moved it quicker there. Goods tried getting that into the slot. It will be picked off by the ice and skated out up that left side by Chloe Nicholas. Sent all the way in to the Westman Wildcat zone. This is on net and turned aside by Danica Averill. Thank you, by the way, for everyone tuning into this one. We're your official broadcaster of the MFHL. Exciting times here on gshow.ca. Been really excited to be a part of this playoff coverage. Didn't get to see the ice at all in the semifinals. It's been nice to see them again for 2 games. Here comes Weber, feeds it across, but blocked up by Texiera. This can't be cleared out. Wildcats looking to tie things up here early on, preferably. Down low, it goes up top, Hallie Franklin across to Vines. Her shot through off of Melissa and into the back glass. Talia Jones works it up to Lavalley, across to Carvalho. Carvalho now wide of the net from up top. In the ice zone, Westman clears it all the way down, and this will be all the way down for an icing. So face-off, back inside of the Westman zone. It's Isabella Manon to take the draw for the ice. She gets tied up. The ice able to win it back. It's to Compte. Her shot blocked on the way through. Russell trying to pick that up in the slot. That loose puck, but couldn't. This will be turned up by the Westman Wildcats and sent in deep. Coming in pinching, getting physical there. A little bump from Haley Blaine. Ice work this across. This will be turned over and sent all the way into the Westman Wildcat zone. No icing on the play. Camera a bit shaky here for a moment. A bit grainy as this goes across. Picked off, closed off by Westman. Compte loses her balance, decides to go back to Farmer as she goes across. Number 10 and Isabella Mann. That pass, not quite where it needed to be for Russell to take it. She was covered up well all the same. Reschutte to Crossley. Sent into the opposite corner now. Into the ice zone. Carlin Goods picks it up and side of the net. Net comes off. It's not sure who it was for Westman who went into that net. Reeling a bit going to the bench. It's one of the forwards for Westman. Face-off will be to the outside since Westman cleanly took the net off the bearings. Draw one by the ice, D to D. They go. It's sent up now. It's for Caitlin Moffat into the neutral zone. And all the way down into the Westman Wildcats end of things. Below the goal line, a Wildcat gets pinned along the boards. So it'll be Chloe Nicholas. Sends it down low, trying to get a cycle going. Carvalho now pinned along the backboards by, I believe, Reschutte. Might have not been her, actually. Couldn't quite see who that was. Yes, it is Reschutte. Picks it up. Potential 2-on-1 developing. Ice get back to the side of the net. That pass just a bit too far for a Westman Wildcat. Nicholas now struggling to get this out of the zone. Loose puck picked up by Chabalik. Rims it across. Or Crossley picks it off. Crossley out there with Perkin. Puck goes past Perkin's stick. Moffat starts a breakout with a pass to Nicholas. Nicholas gets closed off though. And all she can do is send that deep past the red line as she elects to stay out there. Looking to go on the forecheck. Delacque intercepting that pass. Unable to keep it in though as she sends it in. The ice. And off for the delayed offside and they could go in again. Up to the point, Texiera sends this down low. Holly Franklin looks to cut it off. She can't. The ice, try getting this out in front. Lavalley tries dropping a pass back on the cycle for Texiera. She gets that down low. Macchiera tied up along the boards, pinned there by Franklin. In for support, Talia Jones to the slot area. Can't find Delacque cleanly. She was creeping into the play. Creeping up into the play, as I should say. As Delacque will have the puck on her stick. Starts a breakout pass to Macchiera. Macchiera gets that into the Wildcat zone. Along the boards, can't quite see what's happening right now. As it's Hillhurst, I believe, spinning away from danger. Hits Weber with a pass, but couldn't find her. Well, did find her, but couldn't cradle the pass in. Annika Russell now up to the point. Brienne Compte unloads, shoots through, rebound there. Stephanie Jacob couldn't settle down that puck as it hit upper half of her equipment first before she got it to the ice. Down below, battling, two ice players on one Wildcat. As that up to the point, D to D, the ice go. Compte couldn't cradle that puck in, so the ice have to regroup. So it would have been a delayed offside. As Jacob to the net, turned aside by Averill. Coming into the play now, Compte around the net. Try getting it to Jacob. Cross ice, that shot through, and no, just wide of the net. Averill might have made the save actually. So it's the ice still working this puck. Down low. Just hunting pucks down low, all series long and all playoffs long as they have been. This goes down for an icing. So the Wildcats just tried evading the pressure, and they do. For the time being, 14-14 the shots. The second period brought to you by Terrico. Serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Sure to check out their website at Terraco.ca. Kelsey Hybers has this puck taken away from her. The ice in their own end, looking to break this out. Now that shot off of Averil's shoulder and turned aside into the corner. It's on to Perkins' stick now. Perkin looking to break this out into the neutral zone. Puck into the corner. Lavely takes a spill out in front. The ice go D to D. It's over to Texiera. She dumps that into the same corner, same side she's on the ice. The ice still hounding on the forecheck. This will be turned over finally, and into the bench, almost hitting Eugene Kaminsky, head coach of the ice with that puck, was a Westman Wildcat. Unintentionally, of course, she was just trying to get it out. We'll get a whistle on the play, a stoppage here. 10:28 remaining. The second period, of course, brought to you by Terraco. Serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Be sure to check out their website at terraco.ca for more details. As Russell gets that up top. Compte, her shot from the point will be wide. He's now getting that back in front to the net. It'll be intercepted onto the stick of Charlie Shear, who takes this behind her own net. Gets taken out on the play. No penalty here coming up. Chalk it up to just some good old physicality, playoff hockey in this female game. As puck hops over Farmer's stick in her own end now. Westman trying to get on the forecheck, establish something here. Jacob struggling to get this out. Westman still keeping it in. It's onto the stick of Crossley. Dangles nicely up top. Crossley working her way down now up that left side, but has it stripped away by an ice player finally, and it gets sent into the neutral zone. Off of the skate of Isabella Mann now. Onto Haley Blaine's stick. Gets that up to Weber, who tries playing it down low but can't. Was disrupted there by Compte. This puck sent all the way in to the Westman Wildcat zone. Callie Hillhurst ends up having it turned over. Held in at the point now by Moffitt. She sends that into the corner for Chavlik. Up top, Lazarenko. Her shot through and turned aside by Avril. With 8:58 remaining. (17-14) the shots in favor of Winnipeg. This draw will be won by the Wildcats. Skated in now. Pass to Hybers. Goes backdoor. Tried to for Perkin. As the net's off. Whistle still not gone. And the ref finally does call it. Hybers, instead of shooting there, thought that Perkin had a step. Looked like she did, but hard defensive play by the Winnipeg Ice defenseman. Covering her. Ends up sending Perkin flying into that post, taking it off. Where we get a stop and play. Face-off won by Westman. It's up to the point as Stutzky tried sending that through. Sorry, Monker, rather. Played up Lavely. Monker now jumped up a bit from her point to help hold this puck in. Played into the slot for Westman. Covered up well by Macier. Held in by Monker now. Can't get that through still. Nice job by the ice to stay with it on the blocks. Macchiera sticking with it and able to get this puck out. Picked up by Lavalier now as she tries skating by, but couldn't complete that dangle there. Spinning around a Wildcats defenseman, trying to split two ice players now and get by. I believe that's number 14 in Goods. So forward, rather. So it's behind the net. 7:53 remaining in this period. Still 1-0 for Winnipeg. Delacqui will pick this puck up. As a delayed penalty here coming up on the play. 2 minutes for head contact coming up. Confirm that this is 2 minutes here in a moment. But with that, we bring Terrico back onto the screen. 2 minutes to Cadence Mann for head contact. So sends the ice back onto the power play, or onto the power play, I believe, for the first time in this game. Brought to you by Terrico.ca. Terrico, that is. Visit their website at Terrico.ca. As this puck down below the goal line, behind the Westman Wildcats net. 3 ice on it, 2 Wildcats battling. The ice able to get this up to the point. Winning the battle down low, Moffitt across that. Trying to go backdoor, but couldn't. It was Lazarenko who tried going there. Moffitt gets it back to Carvalho. Her shot wide. Held in at the other point there by Lazarenko. Goes across. Jacob, her shot blocked. Huge one there by Westman Wildcat. Moffitt up top now. Another block by a Wildcat. This power play starting off, or this penalty kill for them starting off well. Ice still controlling though. Down low. Jacob goes to Carvalho. Her shot a bit weak getting there, and it's an easy save for Averill to make. 1:06 remaining on the Cadence Mann penalty. So the draw will be won by Westman initially, but on it right away is Chloe Nicholas. Gets a puck to a teammate. That's up top to Compty. Compty goes across, down low to Mann. Mann up top to make Farmer. Back to Compty now. She walks to the middle. Across again to Farmer. Her shot gets blocked on the way through. Nice stick by a Wildcat, but couldn't get it out. Not strong enough there was Perkin. Ice tried getting it to the middle, but couldn't, as this gets sent all the way in. Back into the ice zone now as they look to regroup. 30 seconds remain under that on this power play now for them. Isabella Mann skating with the puck up that left side in the neutral zone, through into the Wildcat zone. Mann continuing with it. Beats every Wildcat wide, up to the point for Farmer. Her shot can't get through, blocked up again. 10 seconds remain on this kill now for the Wildcats. As Hallie Franklin behind the net, struggling with this puck, picked up by the ice. We're back to even strength. Compty at the point. Her shot through, deflected, oh, high of the net. Almost goal 2 there for the ice. But some good puck luck that time for the Wildcats as they break their way out. It's Crossley, defended well by Compty. Into the slot there. Hybers just misses off of the nice pass from Goods. Westman keeps it down low. Paige Crossley gets rubbed out in the corner. Tied up there. Hybers in there to help. She's pinned along the boards with Compty. Loose puck still there. Hybers able to try to work it up a bit, but stopped up by a Winnipeg Ice player. Compty gets possession of it. Plays this across to Macchiera. Gets taken down to the ice. Got right back up. Got it into the Wildcat zone now. Up top, cross ice. Into the ice zone. This gets deflected. Compty will be on it. As this gets played back into the Westman Wildcat zone. To the stick of Hillhurst. Starts this breakout with a pass up to her own blue line to Sanaka. Sanaka now almost got the pass back there from Weber, but through her skates, that shot turned aside there by Melissa. Westman trying to get this loose puck in Sanoka, but could not. And the ice skated up that right side, dumped in by Texiera as she goes to chase. Texiera leaves a draw pass into the low slot, turned away there by Westman, good coverage. As Winnipeg on the cycle. Getting this up top. Texiera, a little fake before going back down low. 2 ice there in that vicinity. Puck's on the net. It appears it's into the backboards now. Into the high slot. The ice try going, but covered up well there by Westman. Unable to get it out, though. Nice job by Delacqui to hold the line strong. Turnover again, and this time out of the Wildcat zone. Here's a good chance. Sorry, our camera a bit laggy here tonight. Apologies, folks, as this goes up to the point. Hallie Franklin couldn't get the shot through. Into the slot, Schutte couldn't get it. Oh, off of the post, almost trickles in. But Westman could not get it to go. Some good puck luck there for the defending champs. Melissa surviving that swarm around her net. This puck looked like it fooled her and got by, but a goalie's best friend, the post there to keep it out. Westman continuing to fight here in this period. 2:41 remaining in the third, into the dying minutes, or in the second period, as I should say. The third period coming up. Loose puck picked up by Meg Farmer, goes up to Jacob. Up the left side, Jacob, not a ton of speed, just decides to send it on net just before the blue line and get a stop and play. Cover up here by Danica Averill. Draw it to her blocker hand side. Won by the ice, Delacqui sends that down below. Lavalley backhanded up to the point to Texiera. Down low off the backboards. Macchiera couldn't pick up that loose puck. Carlin Goods has this intercepted from herself. Closed off by a Winnipeg Ice player. Westman gets it back, goes D-to-D below their own goal line. Trying to send a breakout pass out. They just do, but it's the ice not making things easy for them. Keeping this in the Westman zone. Picked up by Macchiera. Backhand pass over. That one defended well by Westman. So they're able to get it out. Going off for a change is Erica Stutski on the back end. This puck gets sent into the neutral zone. On to Talia Jones's stick. Couldn't cradle the passing cleanly, so just decides to backhand it in deep before going off for a change. Sunoka plays a cross-ice pass up to Carlin Goods. Goods spins around, delays, up to the point, to man, to the point, to the front of the net, as I should say. But wide of the net, held in at the point. Monker now to it, looking for that tip from Weber, but couldn't connect on number 4's stick. Goods pins a ice player to the board, sent down low by Madison Blaine into the final minute now of this period. As the ice look to break this out. They do, into the neutral zone. Delacqui off of the boards and into the Westman zone. That pass missing the stick of Schutte and all the way down for an icing. 38.4 seconds remaining here. We're into the final minute of this period. Score still 1-0 for the Winnipeg Ice. Funny enough, in all of their closeout games so far, I don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx it. It's won by the Ice. That shot could not get through. 30 seconds remaining now. As Isabella Mann can't quite get this puck out. Held in by Westman. That shot wide of the net. Getting to it first, Madison Blaine up to the point to Hallie Franklin. Sent down low again. 12 seconds remaining in this frame. Schutte tying up an Ice player. That's Farmer along the boards. Ice get it to the opposite side. Picked up by Westman. That shot wide of the net with the second remaining. And with that, an entertaining second period, but a scoreless one. The Ice came into it with a 1-0 lead. Westman certainly had their chances, but could not capitalize. The Winnipeg Ice, I'll say it now. And you could say, if this Ice team ends up losing tonight, well, you jinxed it, G-Show, but I'm going to bring it up. In both their closeout games so far in these playoffs, they've shut out their opponent. 4-0 win to punch their ticket in Game 3 in the semifinals against the Yellowhead Chiefs. The game before that, or not the game before that, the series before that, shut out Central Plains in all the matchups, and notably in that Game 3. And yeah, they're up 2-0 in this series again, up 1-0 in this game. Shots are 19-17 in favor of the Ice after 40 minutes. And expect for them to look to shut things down in this period coming up. But also expect for Westman to throw everything at the Ice coming up here. Playing for desperation, playing for their 2023-2024 MFHL playoff lives here. Can they tie things up and maybe even win this game to force Game 4 in Hartney coming up on Wednesday night? We'll have to wait and see with this period coming up. Also, apologies, folks, if you heard a lot more silence from me on our end of things tonight. It's because, man, I'm just trying to get comfortable in this spot tonight. It is not pleasant broadcasting from the spot I'm sitting in right now. We actually had some people come up right beside me and try to squeeze in beside me, which also distracted me. And, yeah, obviously with this being a packed house, we get it, but might have to ask for a table next season when we come to the Hockey for All Center, or for Game 5, whenever that may be, on the 30th coming up, or the 31st, I believe it will be played. We'll update you on all the potential upcoming matchups in this series in terms of the dates, and a bit more second period analysis coming up. But first, we're going to send it to intermission, our promo screen. This second period was brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Be sure to check out their website at terrico.ca for more details. Ice up 1-0, one period away from going back-to-back and winning their 18th straight playoff game. Can they do it, or does Westman play spoiler and extend this series to a Game 4 in Hartney on Wednesday night? Stay tuned on gshow.ca, on G-Show Productions on our YouTube channel to find out after this short little break, everybody. And welcome back into the Hockey for All Center, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else who is watching. As this period 3 is about to get set to be underway. 1-0, the Ice lead. They lead this series 2-0. The goal scorer in this game, Hallie Chablik, scoring in the first period, picking up a long rebound left by Danica Averill. And yeah, the Ice in terms of the shots lead it 20-17. They're 20 minutes away from going back-to-back if they can hold this lead. But I'm sure, I got this feeling that we see at least one more goal scored here in this period. I mean, these are two of the best defensive teams in the MFHL. They're going at it. Honestly, would you expect it to be any different in this matchup with how tight it's been? Both teams have had some chances to cycle the puck around too and work the puck up to their defensemen. So like to do work in low to high on the cycle. But it's been a great effort from both teams being able to get into these shooting lanes and to block these shots. The Winnipeg Ice make their way back onto the ice first. Westman will be coming next. Eugene Kaminsky, I mean, what a job he's done since the inception of this program back in 2018-19 when they made it to a Final Four appearance. Got hot as that season went along, and since then haven't finished any worse than a finals appearance. This is their 4th straight final appearance for Westman. It's their 3rd straight, and this is the rubber match series between these two teams in these part 3. In this part 3. As Westman, of course, you already know, swept Winnipeg back in 2021-2022. Winnipeg swept them last year. Winnipeg looking to repeat and do the same thing coming up here. As the Westman Wildcats make their way back onto the ice. Gonna need something big here, a big time effort in this period to keep their season alive. Of course, game number 4 goes in Hartney if Westman is able to extend it. And if it does get forced to a game 5, to be determined, I believe, when it will actually be played, but will be played on Sunday, March 31st, 8 p.m. We're underway here. This 3rd period brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. As the Ice with it early on, they send this into the neutral zone. It'll be all the way into Westman's zone, picked up by Addison Vines, now picked up by Schutte. Goes up for Perkin, back to Schutte now. She carries this in. Schutte drops this back. That shot can't get through. As we get a whistle here early on. Yeah, be sure to check out their website, GordyThomasonGoalies.ca, for more information, for more details. Face-off will be just outside of the Ice's zone, closest to our broadcast angle here. Chablik gets kicked out of the draw. Will be won by Westman and sent into the Ice zone. They go D-to-D. It's Caitlin Moffat with it. Passing this puck up into the Westman zone now. Nice pass by Hillhorst to get this across to Goods. Goods trying to send this in deep but can't. Covered up well on that wall by the ice. It's Carvalho now breaking in. How's the girl with her? Try getting that pass across, but couldn't find it past the skates of Stutzky. That shot from the point turned aside by Averill. Goods now skating with it. Goods driving to the net. Her shot wide. And Sunoka will pick it up. As the loose puck got to her. Picked up by the Ice in their own end. Pass sent up. Trying to break through. Talia Jones now to the net. Gets taken out. And ends up into it. That's actually Carvalho. Who does? Not Talia Jones. So we'll get a stoppage in play here. Face-off coming into the Westman Wildcat zone. Speaking of Carvalho, if she waited just a bit longer, probably makes that pass across, or was passed at a different angle. This face-off will be to the glove hand side of Averill. Draw one by the ice. Ends up going D-to-D. They can't keep it in, though. So that was a missed pass by Texiera. Weber now picks it up, but turned over. Macchiera draws a tripping penalty right away, too. Off of that, so the Ice getting sent to their second power play of the game. This kind of happened so fast there, right? Westman ends up turning this puck over, and right away, Macchiera goes to the net, tries to anyways, gets tripped up, and if that turnover doesn't happen, I mean, the penalty probably doesn't either. This power play brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check out their website for more details at GordonTomlinsonGoalies.ca. Texiera into the slot. Jacob there, turned aside by Averill. Texiera now going to the ice for the Winnipeg Ice. Winnipeg's done such a good job, not only in this series, but throughout the whole playoffs and season, of exposing that bumper position to get one-timers for a player like Stephanie Jacob. Moffat, as this puck wasn't able to be held in. She was just outside the line when she gloved that down, so another face-off coming up, this time just outside of the Wildcat zone. This draw will be won by Westman and sent all the way into the ice zone. That puck off the pass, trickling over, hopping over a ice player's stick. Turned over right away. Texiera into Hillhorse possession. She sends it all the way down. 17:37 remaining on the clock, a minute 12 on this power play. Stephanie Jacob with it. She skates in as Jacob looks to delay. Gets angled there by Reese Schutte. But good support for the ice. This is picked up by Carvalho. Gets it back at the hash marks. Tries going across. Does. Finds Lazarenko to the net. Scores! It's a bit of a dog pile there on Texiera before she goes off, as her teammates give her a bunch of pats on the head. Just going to the net, getting to the right spot, battling there on the power play. The Ice able to work that to the net, and that one fooling Danica Averill. That goal brought to you by Goaltenders. Our special team sequences they're this period sponsor. Aaliyah Texiera with what could be an insurance marker depending on how this game ends up going. It's the insurance marker for now. As what does Westman have left in the tank to respond? Are the Winnipeg Ice just too much for even the second best team in the MFHL? Macchiera, the one who drew the penalty on it. She gets it to the slot. It gets loose in front of the net, covered up by Averill there. She gets the stoppage in play to settle things down for her team. At one point, do we see Tony Franklin potentially call a timeout as well in this game, right? Hillhorst off their draw as her teammate won that, and Reese Schutte. So Westman gets it out. Cross ice, Winnipeg goes in the neutral zone. Jacob now circling back in her own end. She surveys, tries going through the middle into the neutral zone, but can't. Loose puck will be picked up off the boards by Moffat. Sends a pass through to Jacob. Tries dangling through Erica Sutsky there. Puck ends up on net. And you know, one thing that Kelsey Hybers told me, a key to beating this Winnipeg Ice team is to play a consistent 60 minutes of hockey. Easier said than done. Westman has just had too many mistakes in this game so far. As it'll be Perkin, sends this wide of the net. Picked up by Westman, though. It's Hybers behind her own net. Tries going across crease with the pass, but can't find a teammate. Covered up well by the ice again. Lazarenko now dangling in. Tries taking this puck wide. Decides to delay and go to the point now. Farmer from the point. That shot through, almost on the rebound there was Carvalho, but that puck evaded her in front of the net. Carvalho now a bit physical along the boards. Ends up losing her balance and going to the ice. Puck sent down by Westman as they go off for a change. Carvalho's pass to the middle, intercepted. Charlie Shearer turning it up that left side. Shearer now shot on net. Rebound there, Westman driving, but couldn't pick up that rebound for a shot on net. Chavlik now sends a pass up to Carvalho. Drops it back to Chavlik, but she was covered up well by a Wildcat. Finds lost player on the ice, and Nicholas in terms of through the coverage, in terms of her being lost. Sent in below the goal line in the Westman Wildcat zone. Westman gets the puck on their stick now. Cadence Mann plays it to an outlet girl. Westman trying to chip it out. They can't. The Wildcats still in their own end. They finally do get it out. Careful on the change there they were. Paige Crossley tried dangling in. Could not. Defended well by the ice. As now the Wildcats in the neutral zone. Play it off the boards. Now into the Winnipeg zone. Sits down low. Played across the goal line. Farmer. With the puck in her own end, Macchiera able to get this by a Westman Wildcat defender. Trying to skate hard up ice. Hard back, a Westman Wildcat rubbing her out was Goods. Ice now front of the net. Loose puck there. Still loose. Trying to get it there. Through maybe. Oh, Averill able to stay strong. Fighting to keep that puck out while not being able to get back up. Number 35 just able to survive there. Same with the Wildcats. So close to this game being 3-0 for the ice. They just couldn't get a clean handle on the bouncing puck in front of the net. Apologies, folks, a bit laggy here on our screen right now. As we are back to a normal view. Sorry about the lag. Connection not the greatest in this arena in terms of our setup, but trying to make it work. Westman trying to work their way back to try to get as close to even as possible right now. Cutting this lead down to 1 would be the goal for sure. But got to get this puck out. They can't clear it out. Once again, the ice hard to break out against. This puck ends up on net, and Danica Averill covers it up. 11:56 remaining now. Ice up by 2. This period brought to you by Goaltenders. Carvalho tries getting this down low. Onto the stick of Nicholas. She's contested there. Shot on net. Going for the rebound. Poking at it afterwards was Chabalik. She has some words for Sutsky afterwards, who pushes her away. A little extra hack there at number 35, Danica Averill afterwards. Hallie Chablik, the one who caused a bit of a ruckus in front. Is about to take the draw, gets kicked out. Now it'll be Carvalho who takes it but loses it. D off the backboards. Westman goes but still can't get it out. Picked off by Carvalho. Now it's out by Westman. Goods skating it in to the middle. Trying to dangle through but can't. Nice defense there by Delacqui. Puck to the net. Almost on the rebound there. Westman Wildcat player. Number 15, I believe, in Ivy Perkin. Out there with Carlin Goods. This time around, as now Goods dangling. As Perkin actually tried getting that to the net, but could not get a clean shot on. Once again, great defense by the Winnipeg Ice. We're nearing the halfway point in this third period. Over to Perkin. Her long shot turned aside by Melissa. No danger there from the Wildcats to get the rebound. So that's out in front. This turned aside. Loose puck. Wildcats batting away at it for a moment. Sits Wildcat and Shooty tied up along the boards. Loose puck squirts out up that side. Another block by Winnipeg. D now. Westman goes. Hallie Franklin couldn't get that shot through. Now we'll be back in the Wildcat zone. Still inside as they rim it around. Haley Blaine goes up to Madison Blaine. Blaine gets this in deep into the Winnipeg Ice zone. Sits along the boards, battling. It's to the point. Monker, her shot wide, was potentially looking for a tip. Teammate in Madison Blaine gets taken out in the slot there. As Winnipeg controls down low in their own end. Moffett spins away from the danger, goes D with, I believe, Lazarenko. This gets played up onto the stick of Jacob. Sends that down low before she got closed off. It's on to man. To Jacob. Backdoor dangles. Oh, nice save there by Averill to cover things up here. We'll get a face-off back inside of the Westman zone. Draw one by the ice. Compte plays this to Nicholas. So we lag again. Apologies once again. That's to the point again. Now it'll be played out by Westman. Coming down, here's a chance. Oh, we might not be able to see that. There's a penalty drawn on the play here. It'll be coming up to the Winnipeg Ice. It's a nice job by Westman. It'll be to Brianne Compte. Westman now with the chance potentially to get this lead down to one, but a nice save there by Melissa. Battling. 8:29 left in this third period. 1:53 of power play time left. And for Westman, they got to find a way to break through this Winnipeg Ice penalty kill. Haven't been able to do it tonight yet. This gets behind the net. It's played up to the point, Hillhorst. She looks to shoot. Puck bobbles on her, though. Plays that to the right face-off circle at the hash mark. Gets it back. It's Hillhorst. Shot through. Glove save made by Melissa. No rebound given up. So we'll get another stoppage in play. This special team sequence, by the way, brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check out their website at gordytomlinsongoalies.ca for more information today. As Callie Hillhorst with it, controlling at the point, surveying her option. She goes D to Stutzky. Back to Stutzky now as she surveys, goes to that right face-off circle. As a flub pass up to Hillhorst. Back now to that Wildcat at that right face-off circle. Turned aside just there by number 30 in Melissa. I believe that's Perkin out. It's back to Hillhorst. Across to Stutzky. Stutzky now will switch with Hillhorst at the line. As this gets still played in. Hybers try playing a short pass there. Perkin now with the shot, but can't get it to go past Melissa. 40 seconds of power play time remaining now. Wildcats looking to hunt this puck down in the corner. They look to control it. They do just that. Strong on it. A drop pass to Hybers. Hybers works it up top. Goes to Hallie Franklin, surveying her options. Franklin now drawing play to her. Goes to that right face-off circle. Nice defense by the ice. Sent all the way down. Almost caught Westman on a bad change there. In terms of what could have been a too many men. They survived that. 8 seconds left. Hallie Franklin now getting cut off by a Winnipeg Ice player. This loose puck gets picked up by Addison Vines. We're back to even strength now. So it's to the front of the net. Behind the goal line. Tried playing it out in front, but couldn't were the Wildcats. They still keep it in the zone. It's onto the stick of Crossley. Tried cutting in, gets bodied down. Fans beside me looking for a penalty, not going to get it. It's the Ice who end up taking this puck into their possession. Onto the stick of Carvalho. She plays that, tries to the side of the net. It's still loose in front, picked up by Westman now. Onto the stick of Erika Stutzky as she looks to go for a skate. Trying to bust through the middle, can't quite. Gets this puck knocked away. Sanoka now with a shot, that just wide of the net on Melissa. Rimmed around, kept in by Weber. Her shot wide of the net. Had to try to get that through a bunch of traffic. 5:44 remaining in this game. Time truly running out for Westman unless they can get one here in a short amount of time. 28-25 the shots. Of course, stay tuned for our pregame show. We'll show as much as we can of the post-game ceremonies if the Ice do hoist the banner. But the Wildcats looking for that not to become the reality here. Over 5 to play, looking for a backdoor pass, but was not there. The Ice once again really good defensively, covering all areas of the ice. So we lag again here a bit, a bit grainy. Into the neutral zone. And just before the blue line. Puck sent all the way into the Westman Wildcat zone, now picked up by Jacob. She gets rubbed out along the backboards there by Callie Hillhorst. Stutzky now struggling with the puck. Man, good forecheck on her. Gets this puck to Jacob. Tries dangling past Hillhorst, but good job by Hillhorst to contest her. Lost the puck. There was Jacobs. It ended up down low there. Russell could not find a teammate with the pass. Here's Hybers now trying to dangle through. Oh, here's a bad hit there on Hybers. Looked like she got caught in the head. She's holding that head, crouching down. I feel like she'll be okay. But Isabella, man, absolutely lighting her up. A lot of hockey fans out there saying, gotta keep your head up. That is true in this case. Hybers had to do a better job of scanning that area. Did not, was trying to dangle through absolutely everybody and ended up paying for it. But her team doesn't pay for it, they get rewarded with another power play. Over 4 minutes remaining. Something has to go here for Westman, though, to keep their season alive. Got to chip away at this lead at one point. This is the time to do it. Dropped by Franklin to Vines. Vines plays a pass into the neutral zone. Westman Wildcat gets taken down. That's Goods. Puck ends up back into the Wildcats zone. Vines tries playing it up that right side, but Macchiera can test her. Macchiera been so good all night long on the forecheck. But Westman able to finally break it out. It's played up. Crossley try playing that to the middle, but nothing doing. Wildcats have to try to set this up again. Winnipeg Ice clear it out. So there'll be a whistle on the play here. A minute 05 remaining on the Isabella Mann penalty. The face-off will be to the glove hand side of Melissa. One by the Wildcats. Here's Hybers dangling down low. Hybers looking to protect, still with the puck. Hybers somehow making it out of that with the puck still. Gets to the point. Hillhurst, her shot through, trickles through, rebound there, but Melissa just able to cover it up in time. The puck ended up coming loose afterwards. Westman put it in, but the whistle had already gone. Some Wildcats fans beside me celebrating. So draw will be won by the Wildcats. Again, trying to play this to the net was Perkin, but couldn't. Gets it up to the point to Hillhurst. Under 3 remaining in the game now. Hillhurst, her shot through and glove save made by Melissa. To get another stoppage in play here. 34 seconds remain on this Wildcats power play. They'll finally call a timeout too. Been waiting to see when Franklin would take it. This is the time. So we'll be interested to see if Danica Averill gets pulled here right away or how long it takes for them to pull her. They got nothing to lose, honestly. For the Winnipeg Ice, looking to hold on. By the way, everybody, leave your thoughts in the comments who you think at the end of this game, if the Ice do end up taking it, should be the playoff MVP. A 17-game winning streak that could turn into 18 here for the Ice. Looking for a back-to-back championship and a back-to-back perfect playoff run. 34 seconds remaining on this power play. Averill is way up in her own end at the right face-off circle, just over halfway above it, as Wildcats win the draw. That shot through, scores! Well, who else? The leading point getter for this Westman Wildcats team. Now their leading goal scorer in Callie Hillhurst, keeping their chances alive. They needed something to go right for them on the power play, and they finally do get it. With 2:40 remaining, we're suddenly seeing this lead cut down to 1. Does Westman have enough to come back in this one and to force overtime? They get it into the zone. That puck sent to the net. Unable to get onto the stick of Ivy Perkin, though. She gets it to the point. Averill back in her own net. We're back to 5-on-5 play. Franklin goes down low to Perkin. Across to Reese Schutte. Backhand pass up to Vines. Across to Franklin. To Perkin now. In front. That turned aside by Melissa. 2 minutes remaining now in regulation of this hockey game. Could be the game at that. if Winnipeg's able to survive this surge, that looks like it's coming from Westman, or maybe not. Avro still in her net. Hillhorst able to get back there first and sends a cross-ice pass up towards the ice blue line to Hybers. Plays that off the backboards, almost back to the front of the net, but couldn't get there. A minute 33 remaining now. Chasing this puck down is Chloe Nicholas. Dangles in. Nicholas, beautiful. Outweights. Oh, couldn't quite get the shot she wanted. She's still on it, though. Nicholas down below gets rubbed out. Loose puck picked up by Carvalho to Lazarenko. Try getting that to the front of the net. Sutsky having none of it. It's now Averill who's going to go. Extra attacker coming on for the Wildcats. It's Schutte. Holly Franklin also out there. This puck in the far corner in the ice zone. We're into the final minute. Both these teams battling away at it. Wildcats get possession of it. Dangling to the middle is Goods. That shot all the way down, but it'll be way wide and all the way down for an icing. And do we see Eugene Kaminsky call a timeout here coming up? Or does he just let his girls play it out? 49.3 seconds remaining. Callie Hillhorst, the leading point getter for the Wildcats, cutting the lead down to 1 on the power play. About 2 minutes ago now, coming up on that. 42 seconds remain. Wildcats have to play this to the net. The ice looking to get it out. They do. But Wildcats get it right down again. No icing on the play, was past the red line. 30 seconds remain. Could we be seeing some greatness rewarded here tonight? Still 22 seconds remaining. Wildcats behind the net, trying to survive, fighting for their lives here in this season. Franklin to Hybers, gets it to her. Hybers to the net. That shot turned aside by Melissa. Huge save there from number 30. 11.3 seconds remain. 2-1 the ice lead. Are 11.3 away from a remarkable achievement. This draw on the tie-up. Loose puck picked up by the ice. They're just content with keeping this in the corner. Looks like it's going to stay there. And Winnipeg Ice fans, your Winnipeg Ice are back-to-back MFHL champions. Congratulations on a remarkable achievement for the second year in a row, too. Slaying the Westman Wildcats. An unbelievable moment for Eugene Kaminsky and his team. His coach and staff and him celebrate with each other. The players celebrating with each other in front of their own net. And for the Westman Wildcats, it's another year of disappointment. As they battled hard right until the end. Well, there was never a doubt, I feel like, in the back of the minds of the Winnipeg Ice in this whole playoff run that they'd be champions. They just had to take it one game at a time and stay locked in, laser focus. That's exactly what they did. Excellence rewarded in a season where nothing came easy for them, even though they did get first place. A lot more close wins for them. But that adversity they faced, and you might not call it adversity, but the closer games, getting experience of playing in those and winning in those all season long, feel like that really helped them and paid dividends in the end. A bunch of these Winnipeg Ice players, 7 of them I believe will be aging out, including Stephanie Jacob, Laura Melissa, Brianne Compte, and others. And what a way to end off their MFHL careers. Meg Farmer also aging out. And all those players definitely leaving an impact on this Winnipeg Ice program. solidifying themselves as all-time greats in this league. Annika Russell, also the last we'll see of her. Caitlin Moffat, too. And the disappointment for players like Kelsey Hybers, right? Callie Hillhorst, Erica Stutzky for this Westman Wildcats team. I mean, you could make the argument the future is also bright for that squad. They'll have players like Ivy Perkin coming back next year. Danica Averill will be back next year, and many others. The Ice will have some solid returning players coming back next year. Will be interesting to see who they end up adding to this squad. But yeah, 18 playoff victories in a row, back-to-back championships. And now we give it to Ferdy Nelson to award the Winnipeg Ice with what they've been waiting for.
Brad Kirk, our president. He is currently down in the States. He just watched his daughter, Reagan, win the NCAA championship. A former Eastman select. And she was named the MVP of the tournament too. I just want to congratulate both teams. Some people are going to say that it went 3 straight. If you watched every game like I did, they were 3 tough games between 2 excellent programs. This is the 3rd year in a row that these 2 teams have faced off, and it says a lot for what they're doing within their programs. To Tony Franklin and his staff, congratulations on a great year, you guys. Super job. To Eugene and his staff, Kaminsky, outstanding. All the best in the regionals. A little bit different result than last year we got. I want to say thank you to the players. Your dedication to the programs. I coached UH AAA, and I know what it takes to be a AAA player. And some people don't realize the time and energy you put into this and the sacrifices you make and what you give up to be in this position. So congratulations, girls, both sides. To the coaches, managers, all the team staff that make this possible for these girls, thank you on behalf of the league. This doesn't happen with a lot of effort from everybody. At this time, we will be handing out the medals, the silver medals, to the Westman Wildcats.
And congratulations to former Eastman Selects goaltender and Reagan Kirk. Brought it up before, she was instrumental in Eastman's only MFHL championship back in 2017-18, I believe. But yeah, of course, winning the national championship for her college team and winning the tournament MVP. Great stuff from her as Westman gets their medals. Erica Stutzky going up, and yeah, you gotta hand it to this Westman Wildcats team, a team themselves that went through a lot of adversity this season. You know, started off with a new head coach. Tony Franklin did an excellent job taking over for the legendary Guy Williams. This team started off the season hot, then went cold, and then became one of the hottest teams in the MFHL at the end of the season to propel themselves into that 2nd seed, to give themselves the path they took to get down to the finals. For Kelsey Hybers playing in her final MFHL game. The team captain, what a career she's had. And another great playoff for her One of the funnest players, honestly, I've been able to watch in the MFHL. She's going to do great things at the next level, as well as all the rest of these players graduating out from this Westman Wildcats program.
Number 13,
But yeah, not only 3 straight finals for Westman, but 4 finals appearances in like the last 5 or 6 seasons. Unbelievable.
Number 16,
2 championships in these 4 final appearances. It's just ran into a Winnipeg Ice team. I was just too good, too consistent.
number 17,
Hallie Franklin, the top defenseman in the MFHL this season, gave it her all.
number 18,
Paige Crossley, second in goals in the regular season for this team. Rutherford playing a huge role in these playoffs with 5 goals heading into this matchup.
number 20, Madison,
Unfortunately for Rutherford, she was the one that ended up being out for the rest of the game for this team. So sad to see, honestly. You know, she gave it her all, and to be in street clothes or athletic wear at this point, devastating. Could have been a bit different if Rutherford stayed healthy in this game. A bit more offensive firepower for Westman, maybe the case. But yeah, that's really tough to,
assistant coach, Blair,
you know, be in your final game of the season and not be able to finish it. Heavy hearts for Marley Rutherford for sure.
assistant coach, Megan,
Just heartbreaking for her teammates to see her not be able to continue, and for Hallie Franklin and Addison Vines, Class X, helping her onto the ice, get on safely after that injury she suffered.
and your gold medalist,
But it's the moment all you Winnipeg Ice fans have been waiting for. Their time to bring in their gold medals.
first, number 1,
And yeah, you can't say enough about what Eugene Kaminsky has built with this program, and just the consistency of effort and that his players gave. He talked to me before this series started. Brianne Compte going up to get her medal, but he talked to me before this series started, and he said what's gone into this winning streak in these playoffs throughout these past 2 years to now get to an 18-game winning streak has been phenomenal goaltending, phenomenal effort level, laser focus from his players, and obviously the skill of the players that he brings in.
captain, number 9,
And number 9, Stephanie Jacob, ending off her MFHL career with arguably one of the greatest seasons of any player in league history. Led the league in goals and points in the regular season, did the same in the playoffs. Most likely going to win playoff MVP, won the season's MVP, top forward, and top scorer. And another player who didn't get to play much for the Ice this season, if not at all. And Alicia Ross getting her medal. She'll be aging out, of course, and playing hockey at the next level. She committed to play university hockey. All the details about that can be found on MFHL U18AAA.com. Hallie Chablik got this party started tonight with the scoring. Bright future ahead for her in this league. Cassie Carvalho also left a huge impact this season, one of the best rookies on this ice team. Avery Lazarenko maybe gets forgotten about within this stacked decor. Same with Delacqui. Both super reliable players, and Lazarenko, of course, with so much offensive upside. AP and Lavely, she left her mark for sure. And Laura Melissa took a back seat last year, and this year gets almost all the starts except for one in the playoffs. And there he is, the man himself, Eugene Kaminsky. The medal around his neck. Same with his daughter, in Jessica. What a journey it's been for these two. Being able to coach son and daughter is what you love to see. And for this Winnipeg Ice team, unfinished business for themselves. Before we get into that, here it is. The banner, and of course awarded with the MVP. What a way to end her career in the MFHL, Miss Stephanie Jacobs. Legendary stuff, no doubt about it. And let me tell you, this never gets old, raising this trophy. And now they have some unfinished business. Like Ferdy Ellison said, losing last year in the West Regionals, they take on the winner from the Saskatchewan Female AAA Hockey League. Schedule will be available on MFHL U18AAA.com soon here, folks. As Westman skates off. And wow. Being able to be a part of this tonight, special, absolutely. And to see the hard work of these 20 or so girls pay off is sweet to see. No matter who it is, it just happens to be the Winnipeg Ice. Congratulations on your back-to-back championships, Ice Nation. And best of luck coming up in the West Regionals. As I said, you got some unfinished business to take care of. We hope to see this Ice team make it through to the SO Cup, which will be played in BC. And what a moment, too, for the parents to get on the ice to take pictures and to spend this time with their daughters and to be a part of it, special for them. Not as much as the players themselves hoisting the championship trophy and the banners and getting the medals. But yeah, special for the parents to share this moment with their daughters. Something the Ice have been lucky enough to do back-to-back times now. We'll get into players of the game. You know what, for the Westman Wildcats, I'll go with Callie Hillhorst. I thought Callie played a really good game, played good defensively, was doing a good job on the rush, cutting down the lanes, cutting down the gap, playing a good gap, and scored the only goal of the playoff in this game for this Westman Wildcats team. Was their leading point getter, and what a career she had. Will be missed for this Westman Wildcats team, this program. And as for the Winnipeg Ice, well, they were peppering her non-stop in that third period. But she was able to come out strong in the end. Laura Melissa is your player of the game for the Winnipeg Ice. Laser focused today. That shot that beat her. I think, a tough one for her to handle. But rebounded nicely. And able to become an MFHL champion, this time being the starter for your Winnipeg Ice. As for us at G-Show Productions, I've been your play-by-play commentator, host of the pregame and postgame shows all season long here on G-Show Productions. Graham the G-Show Forsyth. Thank you, MFHL fans, for tuning in all season long and for supporting us. What we're doing, we saw numbers like never before here on our channel, and I can't be any more grateful. Every one of you that tuned in means a lot, and we can't wait to be back next year. I am happy to say that we most likely will be the official broadcaster of the MFHL next season, and I also take pride in saying this. This is subjective, I know, but no one covered the league better than us this season. From our sponsors and Midcan Fasteners and Tools, Terrico and Goaltenders, thank you for sponsoring another game and for sponsoring us and supporting us all year long. Thank you to the league for having us out and for broadcasting games. When we do come back next year, we hope to have a better broadcast setup in the arenas except for the PCL construction rink here at the Hockey for All Center. And yeah, until next season, everybody, be sure to check out the MFHL podcast coming out this week. A few more of those episodes coming out. And best of luck to the Winnipeg Ice in their upcoming best 2 out of 3 series against the winners from the Saskatchewan Female AAA Hockey League. What a great season of female hockey, everyone. And we were glad to be a part of all the coverage here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. Till next season, MFHL fans, we'll see you for Season 2 of MFHL Game Day. For one final time here, Graham the G-Show Forsyth signing off. Thank you once again to our crew for their dedication and time this season. So long, everybody. The Winnipeg Ice go back-to-back, win their 18th straight playoff game. They bask in MFHL glory for the second straight year, and now with bigger business to take care of, their goal to get to the West Regionals. Good night. Take care, everybody. See you next season. G-Show out.